Hi everyone, Nayeli again. So this is another requested video. This one goes out to a Wix ambassador, like myself. So in this video, I am actually going to compare Wix Code versus Wix Table Master. Sometimes we are doing something brand new and we know that Wix Code just came out, so the first thing we think of is, well, I haven't done it before, and so therefore it's probably not on Wix, so Wix Code will do it. Also, simply because, oh, it involves a table and like a spreadsheet kind of thing, so Wix Code will do it. Well, before you start diving into Wix Code, which by the way you should, it's a lot of fun, there's also Wix Table Master, which is a lot simpler, a lot faster, and for some projects and some websites, it might actually do the trick. That way you don't have to take so long and you'll learn something new. All it takes is a little bit of creativity to apply the functions that you're trying to do. So I'm going to start with this site, which again, it's just a tutorial site. Let me move myself over here so I'm not in the way. There we go. So in this site, we are pretending we're some type of like, I don't know, like a company that hosts different types of like home garden shows or the jewelry shows, some type of like showcase like that where they have booths and things like that. I forgot the name, that's the best I can describe it. So here, I had already worked on this tutorial site, and on this tab, it's supposedly where all the vendors are going to be listed. So that's why I titled it Browse All Vendors. I will eventually do an example with Wix Code on this tab, but for right now, for today, we're going to use the Wix Table Master to display all that information, and I'm going to show you how you can collect all the information from the vendors and how you can edit and download them, use them for whatever you need separately away from your Wix site, but at the same time it'll be linked to your Wix site and it'll be updating continuously, so you don't have to keep going back and forth and worrying about did somebody add new information, now I have to go back in and take a look, and it saves a lot of time. I hope you like it. So we're going to be using Wix Table Master. You're going to need Google Drive, so if you don't have a Google account or a Gmail account, get one so that way you can follow this tutorial. After we create the Google account, you're going to be using Google Drive to create a form, and in that form I'm going to teach you how to configure all the settings, how to display and collect all the data, and then how to configure it so that it is continuously updating inside of your Wix site, so it's less maintenance in updating for you to do. So this is the site. Right now I'm going to go to Google Drive. If you don't know how to get here, there's a few ways of getting here. You can Google it, just put Drive Google and it'll show up. You can go to drive.google.com. Usually, there it is. There's a little menu thing on the side, and the little grid here shows shortcuts to different I guess apps that you have connected on Google, so Drive is right there as well. It may or may not look like this. People do configure their settings a different way, but essentially it'll basically have a button that says new and it'll say your drive, so, or my drive. So while we're inside of Drive, we're going to go ahead and create a new form. So click on New, go all the way down to the bottom where it says More. To the side, Google Forms. You can click on it, it'll create it, or you can click on the little arrow. You can create a blank one or a template. I'll just click on Google form, it'll be the default blank one that everybody will get. It's a lot of purple going on. You know, I tried to dye my hair purple, didn't work out so well. It's like more of a black color. But anyway, that's not why we're here. Okay, so this is the default color that it comes with. To change the color, you can click over here on the top side, the color palette, select your favorite color, whatever you'd like. It'll change it. You can leave it a gray so that way it's neutral, or you can also choose an image. The images, you can take the tour if you want. I'll give you the tour. The images, they're free. They're a specific size, specific length. Don't ask me how much because I don't know. You're going to have to figure that one on your own. So choose a topic, choose a category, and then browse down. Not only do they have images, they also have videos. Let me see if I can find one. Sports and games. There we go. See? And it'll look really, let's select this one even though we're not doing anything to do with basketball. It'll look really cool in the background. People are going to see this form and they're going to be like, wow, they're good. Okay, so let's change it because I don't want to distract you. We're doing other, maybe work. Well, let's just choose this heart to make this video shorter. Okay, you can't even tell it's a heart, but that's fine. So then here's the form. It's going to be a little bit tricky trying to get the rhythm of creating the questions. One thing is there's not too much flexibility on design. You add a question and it just piles it on top one after another. Let's start with the first one. So we'll keep it simple. We'll keep the form simple. Name. As soon as I type in name, Google is so smart that it actually changed the type of question this is. It's no longer multiple choice. Now it's short answer. So yes, it'll do that for you. Over here to the side, you can click add another question, or you can actually copy it and duplicate. So whatever you prefer, you can add another one. Notice that you can also add plain text. Maybe you want to add another title. You can add an image or even a video. You can integrate it in your form and start building it. Again, it'll build right on top of each other. There's no moving to the side or shifting it around. There's none of that. But it's free and it's really nice and it should work. Let's say category. And we'll do multiple choice. We'll do food, maybe they're a food vendor. One second. You have to press enter so it gets a new line. You can also choose other, that way they can select other. Jewelry, hopefully I spelled that right. Beauty, maybe they have like a makeup stand, and we'll choose other. So we'll do those four. Those are the types of vendors that we're currently accepting for the event. We want their name, their category, maybe we want their phone number. So phone number, short answer, it changed it by itself. And email address. Okay, so our entire form is already set up. Let me name it. Vendor sign up. You can add a description if you'd like. And on this tab, right next to the questions, is where we're going to see the responses. So after you submit this form, or you publish it, I guess you could say, you'll be able to come back to it inside of your Google Drive. You click on your form that you created, and you're going to be able to view the questions and responses all in one place. So I'm going to go ahead and just by clicking up here, I was going to change the title. It changed it for me. Apparently Google is that smart. Okay, I'm going to click back. There's my form. I'm going to go to Google Drive, drive.google.com. and there's my form. It already saved it. Google saves everything automatically. There is no save button. It's just saved. So if you want to find it, go to drive.google.com, go to the little grid, and then look for your the form that you created. You can also type in the name here. I don't even know if I spelled vendor correctly. I'm gonna Google it. Vendor or vendor? Vendor is an outdated spelling for the word vendor. Okay, so apparently I'm outdated, at least the way I think, because this is misspelled. Nope, nope, not loving me. There we go. There we go. Click over here again. Okay, so all changes have been saved. Good. So now that you know how to create the form, now you know how to go back and find it. You can edit this at any time, and over here you can view your responses. Now currently this form is already active. They might not find it because they don't have the link, but it's already active. It's accepting responses. You can turn it off, not accepting responses. If they try to access the link or the form, wherever you place it, or you email it or text it, whatever you're going to do with the form, you can actually add a message right here, so that way if they try to open up the form, it can say something like, sorry, registration is closed. Something like that. So it's already saved. But currently I am accepting responses, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it open, so that way if you guys want to test it on the tutorial site, you can, you know, go around and do stuff. So here you can actually create a spreadsheet of the responses. I'll show you what that looks like after I test out the form one time. The little 3 dots on the side is for more settings, and this is where you activate email notifications for new responses. So if you want to be notified that somebody has already filled in your form, you can select the Get Notifications, and it will send your notifications to whatever Gmail account your form is linked to. You can also select a response destination. For example, when you receive a response, do you want it here? Just leave it in this form. You don't have to do anything else. If you want it in a new spreadsheet, you want it to create an Excel spreadsheet because later you want to download it or print it, or, you know, move stuff around, create new columns, you can do that. Just click on Create New Spreadsheet, put the name, and then Create. Or you can select an existing spreadsheet. Maybe you already created it before you created the form, so just click on Existing, select your spreadsheet, and then save. Well, it'll save for you, right? Over here on the other settings is to specify whether you're going to collect an email address or not. So you can select Collect and then Response. Basically go through all the settings and see if you need any of that, and then this is where you select it. If you want to allow the person to edit their response after they submit it, you have to allow them here. If this is a form where you're collecting information, maybe it's a feedback form or results for some type of test or contest, I can't think of any other examples, you can also allow them to see the summary chart and other responses that other people have been submitting and contributing to your form. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take that off. This is restricted to my domain, and I don't want to restrict it to my domain. I want it to be open to anyone, but I will be collecting email addresses. I won't be sending any email, just I want to see the, never mind. Let's see. Okay, so we created the form, we reviewed where the responses will be, we reviewed where the settings are, and how to design it, or design it, right? You can customize it to whatever colors you want. Now let's go ahead and test the form. So over here is the send button. When you click send, you can either copy the link, you can shorten it, that way you can use this maybe a button on your website or in your social media feed, in an email, whatever you like. If you'd like to email it directly, then simply click on the email to add the subject and write a message. You can also choose to include the form embedded inside of the email versus just attaching it. So you can select this check mark, yes or no. You can also add collaborators. You can also share it on Google+, Facebook, or Twitter directly from here without needing to copy and paste the link. If you want to embed your form, you can do that as well. Simply click on the embed, copy that, set it up on your website or wherever you're going to set it up, and that's where you get that info. For right now, I'm just going to click on the link and I'm going to open it up in a new window because I'm going to test it. This is what it looks like live. It's the entire page. If I would have embedded it, it would have looked a little bit different, but essentially it's the same. This is what I was talking about, the design. They're just piled on top of each other. You can't move it around and make it nice and neat so they can fit in a certain way. It's just as one way here. So I'm going to, since I'm collecting email addresses, it's the first thing at the top, but then I have email address at the bottom. It's okay. Well, there we go. So I added my email address, and then I'm going to put my name. I'm going to select my category, add my phone number, 956, and this is a real phone number, by the way. You're welcome to text me if you like. No spam, please. For Wix. It's 884 for Wix. And submit. So this says that I've successfully sent my response. I can submit another response, do it all over again. For right now, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to close this out, go back, and look, my response is already on my form page. I have one response. I can view them individually, or I can view the summary of responses. It'll give a list of all the people or categories that everyone that's contributed. Here it's only one response. I just did that, and 100% of the responses are for jewelry. So I'm gonna need to work on other vendors if I want to, get a good bunch. Phone number, etc. So this is how it looks like just as a summary list. This is what it looks like individually. It pretty much looks like the exact form, and you can scroll through here, click on the next response and the previous response, or you can search it by email address. Just click on the drop down and then select the one. This, the way it looks exactly, you can print it from here. You can also delete it, or you can create a spreadsheet. That way you can view it that way. So let's leave the name like it is, vendor sign up responses. I'm going to click create. It will open up, and there you go. It will automatically provide a timestamp of the date and time that the person filled out the form and submitted it. And then the rest of the questions, it will just be an individual column. Okay, now we have a spreadsheet. This is what I was looking for. Even though my responses are here, if you want to link this form and the data collected from it to your Wix website, you have to have it in a spreadsheet form. So now that we have the spreadsheet, let's move on to the next thing you will learn. How to publish the spreadsheet. So that way you can get the URL, basically get the link, and add it to your Wix website. So let me see if I remember. It should be in one of the little tabs here. So File, go all the way down, Publish to the web. Am I going to publish the entire document? Maybe you have 5 or 6 tabs at the bottom. Or am I going to publish only one tab? Form Responses 1, that's the name of that tab. So I'm just going to publish that tab. I'm going to hit publish. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, so it's published. It's available. There's the name of the tab that was covering it. You can embed it as well, but it's the same thing as embedding the form, so I won't go over that. I've already copied the link. Now I'm going to go back to, there's my editor. In this space, I have reserved for the Wix Table Master. I am going to look for it in the app market. So I'm going to click there. I'm going to click table. There it is. If it doesn't pop up right away, just click the search, and this is the app that you're going to be looking for, the Wix Table Master. Table Master by Wix. So after you find it, click Add to Site. It'll create a new table, and you can add as many as you want. I don't love the colors, but I'm not worried about the design right now. You can fix that later. I'm going to click on Settings, move myself out of the way. Then here, you can either enter everything individually. If you do, you will also be able to add a web address or an email linked and connected to that individual cell. When you connect it to a Google spreadsheet, you cannot do that. It's sad, but you cannot do that. I'm going to connect it to a Google spreadsheet. So I'm going to paste the URL and click Submit. Now, after you submit, it will either confirm or deny that you can share or publish that, connect it to the Wix Table Master, because your spreadsheet has to have certain settings. In this case, it says, oops, the URL you entered does not point to a Google spreadsheet or a CSV file. Please check the link and try again. So let me go back. Over here on Share, my little square is always in the way. When you click on Share, this has to be public. Public on the web, not anyone with a link. It has to be public. If it's not, let's copy this link. It won't be able to pick it up because the permissions will be blocking it. There you go. So now that we've already connected the table, I know we only have one submission, so let me go ahead and I'm going to pause the video for a little bit. I'm going to enter this, well, submit some info in this forum a few times, and then I'll come right back because I'm going to show you how the table can help and how it'll function and what it'll look like on your site. So I'll be right back. Oh, I'm back. Okay, so I already filled out the form a few times. I made up some names and some names not so made up. And here is the result. They're listed all in that same table. Notice how when I hover on top it changes color. You can change that in your Wix editor, you know, if you don't want all that pink going on. And up here at the top, it has a little search bar. So in the search bar, let's type in Texas. I type in Texas, I click return, or even if I don't click return, it should populate any matching items or names or people. Let me remove that. As soon as I delete it, I don't even have to press return. It shows the entire list. There's nothing missing. And let's say I'm looking for a specific category. You can either go over here, filter it that way, so that way you can see all of them, you know, nice and neat, all the food together, jewelry, sports. Or let's say you're looking, I know I don't have zip code on here, but let's say you're looking for a specific zip code, type it in, and then you find it. So it's really neat because it's already in there. Now, I know I said at the beginning of the video, this was Wix Code versus Wix Table Master. I'm not going to show you or display Wix Code in this video. I've actually already done that in other videos, and you can watch those on the Wix Community YouTube channel. Basically, you'll see that this Wix Table Master already does the full function of filtering, listing, searching, and automatically populating something that is in a database. What is your database? In this case, it would be the Google sign-up form spreadsheet where the responses are listed. Now, if it was your Wix Code database, that would be a little bit different because you would have to build this entire thing from scratch, from the form, the table, setting everything correctly so that way it does everything that you need to do, which is great because you can pick the design that you want. It's much more personalized, much more advanced, and it also performs the same functions essentially. But it does require a little bit of coding because Wix Code is still in beta testing, which means some of the functions or features that you might be looking for are not quite ready. So you just, wait for them. Keep watching the YouTube videos. There's a lot of great videos on the Wix community channel, on the Wix.com channel, and there's a lot of articles and how-to videos as well right inside of the Wix Code forum. You can go to wix.com/code/home and it should take you where you need to go. I hope you found this video very helpful because it is an alternative, a faster alternative. If it works for you, all it takes is a little bit of creativity to make it work and make it flow inside of your website. If you have any questions, leave me a comment in the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you do want more great info. And thank you for watching. I'll put the links to my Facebook, YouTube, and the Wix community channel, and my website, so that way you can check it out, this tutorial website. Thank you.